Ramakrishna, Leela Shah Bapu and others mastered only two subjects of concentration and detachment. And they were able to elevate the lives of many people. Whether it is Ramakrishna or Tukaram or Leela Shah Bapu, the bliss and charm that we are all experiencing today is all due to the grace of Leela Shah Bapu. This is also the result of his concentration and detachment. That's why we are. But since I am the disciple of Leela Shah Bapu and it is natural for me to praise my master, but the grace of an illiterate woman made him attain the state of Guru. She must have mastered these two subjects unconsciously. This is my assumption. My Gurudev's grandmother was an illiterate lady. In those days, village girls were not sent to school. Only there were some Gurukuls where some girls used to go to study. Gurukuls for girls were separate. In those old days, the daughters of conservative people were almost illiterate. If you imagine about 100 years from today, about 80 years back, yes, there were educated girls also, very well educated. But it happened in very few villages and societies. The grandmother of my Gurudev was not much educated. But she must have mastered these two subjects. How she did it, I don't know. She was old and she had cough. The girls and the daughters-in-law of the house used to mock her. Oh grandmother! It used to be as though they were making fun of her. What could she do? So Dadima used to take the child Leela on her lap and love him and used to pat him on his head and used to tell him that. She said, Leela, these girls say that I am old. I keep coughing, sick and not dying. But I will never ever die. And I am not going to die at all. This body is sick and I am not sick. So why should I be sick? This body is sick and the cause is insult in words. Why should I feel miserable? So what if they are insulting words to this body, but to feel miserable is in my hands? Why should I be miserable? You are clapping, but it will be much more enjoyable if you also become happy by remembering these words at the right moment. Let us applaud. Then I will applaud for you. I applaud you. Well done. The words of the grandmother left an impression on the developing boy, Leela Ram. Then one day, the grandmother passed away. Mother passed away in his childhood. Father also passed away in his childhood. He worked as a servant at the grocer's store of a relative. He became orphan in the eyes of the world. Poor child. He lost his parents. Poor orphan child. He would have gone to school for 2 to 3 days. That is what I guess. Because he used to take a lot of time to sign. He used to take a lot of time to write his name. And was working at the grocer's store. He was barely 17 or 18 years old. His relative gave him some money to bring the grocery for the shop from a particular person to buy a certain quantity of flour, jaggery and some other things. He was bringing goods loaded in bullock carts. On the way he saw famine-struck people. He met them, he could not see their grief. That is Leela Ram. He is the devotee who feels the suffering of others. He told them to take as much as they need and cook their food. Those famished people took foods enough for many days. They took all and left empty bags. Set it right. He collected and kept all those empty bags of the flour, the jaggery bags, empty bags of pulses, etc., and went and kept them in the godown. Now the relative will scold. He was worried. He had no mother, no father. He went and slept quietly in his room. He could not sleep. He stayed in relative's house. He came and asked him if he has bought the things. He said yes, and he prayed to God, "Now you are my mother, my father. I am an orphan, no shelter except you. You are the master of the world." 2 or 3 days passed, he didn't go, giving excuse that he has fever and can't walk. The relatives said, "Okay, give the keys to me and I will do the entry in the stock register myself for the goods you have kept in the store," and asked for the account. He said, "What goods are kept in store? You have understood. All the money was spent and the goods also finished." They said, "What are you talking?" Boy was silent. Relative thought he is in delirium due to high fever. "So I will go and check myself in the store." Relatives went to the godown. Leela prayed, "Oh God," doing it continuously, knowingly or unknowingly. He might have concentrated in Agya Chakra. He checked the goods in the godown, found all the scattered empty bags filled with grocery. He made entries and came to Leelaram saying, "You made a good purchase." He became nervous, thought that now he will come, catch my ears and beat me. He said, "Sorry, it was my big mistake. I couldn't see the hunger." Relative said, "What are you talking about?" He told, "I was coming with the goods, but I couldn't see the hunger of famine-struck people, so I did it." Relative said, "You have fever. It is called delirium. Things are lying there." He said, "No, there are empty bags." Relative said, "Goods are there. You are having delirium. Come, I will show you." He held Leelaram by his hand, opened the godown. Leelaram saw that the empty bags he had dumped there are full of goods. He thought, now I will search for him only who has filled those empty bags.
बचपन में ही घर को छोड़ा, गुरु चरण में आन पड़ा, तन मन धन सब अर्पण करके ब्रह्म ज्ञान में दृढ़ खड़ा। नदी पलट सागर में आई, वृत्ति अगम अथाह की, आओ श्रोता तुम्हें सुनाऊं महिमा लीला शाह। सिंध देश के संत शिरोमणि बाबा बेपरवाह। योग की ज्वाला भड़क उठी और भोग भरम को भस्म किया, तन को जीता मन को जीता। योग की ज्वाला भड़क उठी और भोग भरम को भस्म किया।
Pleasures are illusions. Praise is also a pleasure. I will be a collector and enjoy people's respect. Why you want to inflame your life to hear praise through these 2 years which will be burnt one day for respect? I will become a rich man one day and the people will praise me. Why do you labor so much for hearing praise to satisfy your ego? For the sake of God, if you want to become a collector or a businessman, become for the sake of God. Then you will no longer remain a collector or a businessman, but you will become a devotee. By profession, you will remain a collector or a businessman. Being a devotee is more important. महाराज,
योग की ज्वाला भड़क उठी, भोग भरम को भस्म किया, तन को जीता मन को जीता, जन्म मरण को खत्म किया। नदी पलट सागर में आई।
A small instinct is not confined only to this body and small family, but devoted to serve the whole society. The river retreated and merged into the ocean forcefully, not confined to the petty sensual pleasures which we can hear or feel, but absorbed in the boundless joy in the heart. The river retreated and merged into the ocean forcefully. Come listeners, I will narrate the glory of Leela Shah. He removed miseries, filled hearts with happiness, talked about the knowledge. The living God served the world day and night. I give some credit, if not full credit, for this to that old lady, the grandmother, who used to hold the child Leela Shah in her lap and tell that they are slandering, insulting and talking that this old haggard woman does not die, but they are saying it only to my body, not to me. To feel miserable or not is in our hands. And if the mind becomes distressed, then let it be. If someone says something to you, it is in our hands whether you take it as true or take it as a dream and ignore it. You slander me so much and accuse me but I am never unhappy, and I advise you not to be carried away by their talks, and do not fall prey to the talks of the world. You know thyself how great would be that grandmother's love, and grandmother's loving instructions that turned Leela Ram into Sai Leela Shah, and now we are getting the reward of it. I salute that grandmother too, who might have mastered the two subjects of concentration and detachment knowingly or unknowingly, and that she inculcated the sanskaras to the child Leela Ram, which ultimately helped him to serve the society, and I got a little bit of his grace, and all are benefited by it. How great are these two subjects? Concentration and detachment, only two subjects. We do not know the importance of these subjects, so we toil so much to get petty rewards. Those who understand the value of these do little joyous effort and get the supreme joy. We do not know the importance of the spiritual treasure. The pranas feel the hunger and the thirst, but we say that I am hungry. If one is in meditation and the breathing is stopped, no hunger is felt. If breathing is reduced, hunger is reduced. In childhood and youth, the breathing is fast, that is why they take much food. Youth. In old age, the prana shakti is weak, so less hunger is felt. In samadhi or meditation, there is less appetite. If one engages in activity leaving samadhi, his appetite is good. And if activity is reduced, then appetite will also be reduced. So the hunger and the thirst affect the pranas. Joy and misery are in the mind. Not knowing ourselves, we identify ourselves. Ah, I am happy. Ah, I am sad. And mind is like an oscillative wave in the ocean, which feels happy sometime unhappy, again happy and then unhappy, happy, unhappy, and so on. Who identifies himself with mind and wants to be happy can never be free from miseries. Whatever he does to get happiness will give him misery as well. These are two sides of the same coin. If happiness is opted, misery will also come. That is why it is said to renounce the desire for happiness of the world. But how to do that when you have got into it? By making others happy. Then your desire for happiness will subside, your inner joy will emerge. Renounce the desire for respect, your desire for respect will subside. Sorrow and joy are in the mind. Love and hatred belong to the intellect. We are witness to all this, but due to our ignorance and incompetency of the fourth dhyan, we cannot take the benefit out of it. We are influenced by the scene. You may be black or fair complexion. When I returned from Europe, everyone said Bapuji has become fair. When I came back from Kenya, people said Bapuji has turned black. And when I came back from Himalayas, they said Bapu has become slim. When I came back from America, they said Bapu has become fat. And when I came back from Chennai, they said Bapu has become black as well as slim. In actuality, what am I? Slim or fat? Fair or black? The one who has known the fair has known the black also. Then how I am fair or black? If the blackness went, I should have also gone. The skin becomes fair or black. Slim or fat, it is only the flesh. Short or tall, it is only the bony structure of the body. We see the happiness when it comes to us and sorrow also when it comes to us, but we become experiencer of happiness and we feel emptiness within ourselves. We become experiencer of sorrow and we become fearful within. When happiness comes, we see that happiness has come. Mind is happy, my mind is happy and I am witnessing it myself. Due to circumstances there is sorrow, I am witnessing that too. Happiness and sorrow. There is journey to formless meditation. Keep your eyes closed while sitting in other types of meditation, but do formless meditation in practice. Whether it is praise or insult, I am witnessing that. If you develop love or hatred for any object or someone, think that it is in the intellect. Add one more point in it. The one who has accepted bad qualities within oneself and try to remove by all means, he needs to put in great effort. Good qualities are within myself, and I am great. They won't last long. In reality, good qualities and bad qualities belong to the mind and intellect. You are separate from them. It will be easier to tackle them by detaching yourself. If you are pressing both accelerator and brake together, then you will face a problem. But if you lift your foot from accelerator, press clutch, and then apply the brake to stop easily. What can I do if I have this bad quality? Don't bother. It is within the mind, I shall remove it. In intellect, I shall remove it. In body, I shall remove it. I do not have any good or bad quality. I am the conscious, undivided, infinite bliss, peace self. This thinking on truth absolute and then remaining absorbed in that while walking, moving with open eyes is called formless meditation or Rupatit Dhyan.